to a lay person, it probably looked perfect, but to me, it was basically ruined. I've been letting people into my life on YouTube, and one night I was sitting at my computer, which I do often. I'm that guy that where I figure things out is I sit on the couch and I'll have something on TV, from 8 to like 10 or 11 or sometimes 12 p.m. and I'm doing research, and that's where I figure out what exhaust am I going to buy, or what tires am I going to get, or what's the next stupid modification that's going to mess up my car, which is what I think is going to improve it. And so I'm sitting there, and after this sort of years of doing this YouTube thing, I decided to invite some people to my place. And so I dreamt up, what could these guys do? Because the last thing I want to do is sit around a campfire and talk. I mean, who the heck wants to do that? I don't want to do that. And so instead, I'm going to come up with some sort of project. And I just gotten my AP2 S2000. So I got a one of one, 11,000 mile, paid way too much money for black 2008 S2000 CR. This was my plan to get all those cars that got away, because when I was younger I had an AP1, so I had a 2002 New Formula Red S2000, and then I had a 2007 and it was a Silverstone hard-topped. I'm 6'2", so I'm a little big for that car, but I squeezed into that sucker because we all know if you've driven an S2000, probably the best shift linkage, best manual gearbox on the planet, and so I had gotten this S2000 CR. Now, I'm not a black car kind of guy because I'm a detail guy, and black cars are always dirty, and I don't deal well with that. And so I got this car, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, I really need to dial this thing in. I need the paint corrected because the paint's all jacked up. To a lay person, it probably looked perfect, but to me, it was basically ruined. And so I needed to get that ruined car up to the standard, the Obsessed Garage standard. And so I'm sitting at my computer and doing research, and I'm dreamt up. I said, you know what? I'm inviting all these people into my life on YouTube. Why don't I actually invite them in person? And so I picked 20 people that were part of my Facebook group that I see post often, and I just put them in. You add them to your Facebook Messenger. I added 20 people. And I said, well, no one's going to come, but let me just throw it out there, see if I can get one or two of them to show up, and then it would help me correct this black S2000, which was going to be a nightmare to fix because black is hard to fix. And sure enough, I think 18 of the 20 dudes said, I'm coming. And these are people from California, from Texas, from Chicago, from Ohio, from all over the country. And I'm in Central Florida. And all these guys showed up. And I'm like, holy crap, they got 18 people in an S2000. We can't have 18 people around an S2000 trying to polish this thing with polishers. And so I decided, maybe we should do my Raptor as well. And leading up to it, like the days before, I'm like, crap, I don't want these people, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And then when it's time to do it, it was like, well, shoot, why didn't I do that? Why don't I do this more often? Why didn't I do this earlier? That was the big epiphany for me after going through the putting myself out there and saying hey, and then I didn't feel like I owed them anything afterward. And my tendency is to not let anybody do anything for me in life, but now I got 18 people, all obsessed people, and again, we're not sitting around a campfire to share our feelings. We got to get something done. We'll roll the Raptor in there and do that as part of the process too. So we're going to do the S2000, do the Raptor, and this was really an amazing experience because what I did was proceeded to walk around eating Tostitos the whole entire time, barking orders about it to everybody and what needed to be done. And the funny thing was, when I made the videos of me walking around carrying a bag of Tostitos, lots of memes showed up of me eating Tostitos. The internet didn't take too kindly to me not doing the work, but it was really interesting to see a group of obsessed people show up. The S2000 turned out was almost unpolishable. The paint is so soft that we had to use these really soft pads and do almost a procedure where you lifted the polisher off the paint in order to get it to correct out. But it was amazing to see this idea where I sat down and just typed up, hey, you guys want to come, and people actually showed up. and the darn car was dialed in. We dialed in the cars in, what, 3 days. And we didn't have to sit around the campfire and share war stories, which is amazing. Now, some of these guys are buddies for life now because they met at this goofy thing that I put together. It was pretty awesome.
VINwiki is proud to be partnering with Mobile App Hero to continue changing the way we look at documenting automotive history. We're working with them to bring updates to our mobile and web-based app, so stay tuned to their social media and ours and keep telling the stories of all the cars you love.